All right, let's dive into a question that sounds pretty simple. But the answer? It's absolutely mind-blowing. Who was the richest person in all of human history? Seriously, take a second. When I say richest person ever, who's the first person that pops into your head? You got someone?
Okay, if you're thinking about one of today's tech billionaires, I totally get why. But you're not even in the right ballpark. Nope. The names we see in the headlines today, they don't even come close to the guy we're about to talk about. To find the real answer, we've got to rewind the clock. Way back. We're heading to the 14th century, to a West African empire that was just swimming in wealth. We're talking about a true emperor of gold.
His name? Mansa Musa. And his story is about more than just a fortune so big, it sounds like a myth. It's a story about incredible power, deep faith, and a legacy that honestly still resonates today.
So let's get to the big number. How rich are we talking? Well, if we adjust for today's money, his net worth is estimated to be around $400 billion. I mean, just try to wrap your head around that. It's a number so huge, it almost doesn't feel real.
So who was he exactly? Mansa Musa was the 10th Mansa, which is just their word for emperor, of the Mali Empire. And this wasn't just any empire. He was sitting on top of one of the most powerful, resource-packed kingdoms the world has ever known.
So, where did all this insane wealth come from? Well, for starters, the Mali Empire was sitting on a literal gold mine. I mean, massive, massive deposits of gold. But that's only half the story. They also controlled these huge salt mines in the Sahara. And you have to understand, back in the 14th century, salt was basically as good as gold. Seriously. And with everybody in Africa, the Middle East, and Europe wanting both, Mansa Musa pretty much had the whole market cornered.
But you know, nothing shows off his wealth quite like this one legendary journey he took. This wasn't just a trip. It was an event that put his empire and his, frankly, ridiculous fortune on the world map for good. See, in 1324, Mansa Musa, who was a devout Muslim, set off on the Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca. And this one journey, smack in the middle of his rule, is the moment his staggering wealth went from being a regional power to a global legend. And the scale of this trip, it's just wild. We're talking a caravan with thousands of people. Camels, not just a few, but tons of them, loaded down with solid gold. And as he passed through places like Egypt, he was just giving it away, handing out gold to the poor. He was so generous that he actually flooded the market with gold. I mean, he gave out so much of it that the value of gold completely crashed in the region. It caused massive inflation and wrecked their economy for years. Can you even imagine that? Being so rich that your generosity could accidentally break a country's entire economy? But here's the thing. The story isn't just about the money. Not at all. Mansa Musa wasn't just sitting on a pile of gold like a dragon. He was a visionary. He was investing all that wealth into something way, way more permanent than cash. You can really think of his legacy in two parts. On one side, you've got the material wealth, that $400 billion. But on the other side, and maybe the more important side, is the cultural wealth he created. A legacy of education and knowledge that, would end up lasting a lot longer than any piece of gold. He took all that money and poured it into transforming cities, especially Timbuktu, into these incredible centers of learning. We're talking about funding amazing mosques, huge libraries, and brand new universities that drew in the smartest people from all over the globe. He wasn't just building an empire of gold, he was building an empire of ideas. So when we pull back and look at his whole life, what's the real takeaway? I mean, beyond that crazy, eye-popping number, what's the thing we should really remember? I think his life really drives home a simple truth, right? Having immense wealth is one thing, but having the vision to use that wealth to build something that lasts, something truly meaningful, that's what creates a real legacy. And that really leaves us with one last question to chew on, doesn't it? His incredible story kind of forces you to ask, what's the real measure of a great legacy? Is it about the wealth you pile up for yourself? Or is it about what you build for everyone else?